crap at the beginning.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm not doing the correct introduction. I'm just gonna pretend that I do it in the reflection that I write. So.
Well, why don't
You just recorded it.
yourself?
Now you gotta restart it.
No, I don't. I only have to give her 10 minutes of all of this.
What if you screw up and send the wrong portion of the video file?
Will you shut
Do you know
that
how to
up?
edit the video file?
Huh? No, I'm gonna figure that
Well,
out.
we're testing you now.
Okay, so
This is what it'll be like working
this
with high school kids.
is your all's task for today.
I want to work with too. So.
Perfect. This is what we need.
This is what you, yeah, and it's about a farm because I have to
No, it's okay. It's okay.
connect a life thing to all of
It's
you. That's why I was asking you questions about farm life.
I was gonna say I
It's
have no
because-
idea why she just asked me about.
Well,
if
when I
worked
presented
with
her
animals.
this, when I presented her this idea, she was, she said, "Well, can all of your," she goes, "Can all of your students relate to a farm?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so in like this paper that I have to write up, I have to write up the background information with math, farming, and everything for all of you, like why I think this connects to you. That's why I was like, "Okay, Daddy, I need all kinds of questions."
Yeah, I have family that.
Okay, so read the question and the student's tasks, each individual student.
Which student I'm on?
Don't worry about LO. That's
Alright.
something from my professor that she has to have. And no, I don't know what student you are yet. We're going to decide that in just a second.
Alrighty then.
That's why I told you to read all three.
Oh.
Let's just do cattle and chickens because the chickens eat the cattle's stuff and they fertilize the ground and we can eat chickens or chickens.
I was just giving examples.
Basically, you section it off. And you have the cows.
Okay, hold on, wait.
and
Shh,
the-
Stop talking. I'm trying to read over here, dude.
Quit being the higher achieving student, taking charge of everything. We're running that you in
Student
the
that
report.
doesn't speak.
What?
That thing I'll explain later.
Oh dear.
Can I do this every student?
Oh, let's see.
Okay, so now we have to decide who's student A, student B, and student C.
I really don't care.
Does anyone have a particular one they
I
want
would
to do?
like to be C. Because I already know the answer to the question.
How much everything is?
No, I already know the
Okay, so
like which type is best for which animal, and then all I have to do is like look it up and figure it out.
Okay.
so do we have to do a horse specifically?
No, I'm giving examples of animals. Those are just the three that I thought of when I was coming up with this.
Okay.
You can decide amongst yourselves what animals you want. You don't have
Can
to
we
do
keep
the ones.
peacocks?
No.
No, it's too obscure. You know how long it's going to take to find out all the information we need for Peacock?
No.
Lord.
Great uncle's
Okay,
farm friends.
so if
have
she's
peacocks.
C, Cody, you're Brandon, who's A.
You want to flip for it?
I'll be A. Or do you want to be A?
I don't really know which one I want.
What's the other one?
Figuring
A,
out the
B.
land.
A or B? Okay, I'll do that.
It's just gonna take.
You're going to be Cody?
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, so that you're both not researching things you don't need to figure out, what animals are you doing?
Yeah.
That should not be any decision. I wanted peacocks, and that was overruled. So
Are you doing like
Well, I'm sorry.
horse,
Cows.
chicken, and cows? Are you doing pigs and sheep? Are you doing
how many
horse
animals
and-
do we have to have?
You can have however many you
However
want
you
because
want.
it's your farm. It just
Well,
adds
we're
some
gonna have
money.
anchors, so it can't be too much.
So if we have one animal, that's fine.
Let's do two.
I would like two,
Okay,
but like you
that's
can.
what I meant.
But I'm not
What's
giving a
the
max
minimum?
limit. Okay, minimum
is
two.
two.
Minimum two animals.
Yes,
Cow
babe,
and
what were you
chicken.
saying?
Cows and
chickens.
chickens.
Mhm.
How many head of cattle?
You'll figure that out later. Just worry about
Yeah.
cattle and chicken right now.
But doesn't that
It
mean
affects-
we need to know how many for how much
It
fencing?
definitely affects.
Well, that's
And
what
how
that's what
much-
your job is.
That's okay.
Read
How
it
much
out.
of what is what you're gonna figure out once you all figure out how much it is like individually.
Yeah.
So for example,
you need to figure out how you get to figure out.
the
how much
unit
you
rate for fencing doesn't change for the
Right.
amount that
Because
you're
we
gonna
have 10
buy.
acres.
Right.
So you want to fill up the whole 10 acres.
No, leave an acre.
Leave
So
an acre.
9. Mhm.
Okay.
I'm so glad.
Well,
Just gonna do it.
Or would you?
let's do 2/3. How about that? So like leave 3 acres empty at a time, so we'll have cow and chicken in the other ones. So like we can rotate the fields, that way we don't replenish the resources.
So you want to do half and half then, and make the numbers easier, and you can swap back and forth basically. Keep them together if you want still, but only use.
Well, you want to have
half
the
at a time.
cows by themselves and the chicken.
You're not
leave
gonna
them-
mix
you
them
don't,
at
you don't
all.
mix them together.
Right.
So we have to have enough. We won't have to have near as much for the chickens because we don't have to do near as much as them as we would cow. So
Like you just feed chickens, that's all you do.
no, you don't have to feed them. That's the point of moving the
Free
carbs
range.
because it's all free range.
Oh.
You let the cows shit everywhere, and the chicken will eat the larvae from the flies and stuff that feed it.
Okay, didn't age it up. Thank you.
Well,
And then the manure fertilizes the land, so when you keep rotating it, the land's always fresh.
Okay, figure out the kinks of everything after you figure out
Seriously.
the basics for how much everything would cost.
Alright.
so you
So when you're researching it, don't think about how much would it cost for 15 cattle. Literally think of how much is one cattle.
Okay.
Because once you figure
My
that out, then
question-
you won't figure out.
My question literally says, does the amount per animal change if the quantity of that given animal changes though?
So when you're researching it, it'll give you examples. So like for example, when you research, I know this from experience, when you research how much land a pig needs, it gives you, if you have 1 pig, if you have 6, if you have 15, if you have 20, you just write that down.
So just take multiples and then decide?
Yeah.
Okay, if I'm creating a fence to keep cattle in, that's just one huge fence for a whole bunch of cattle.
Well, we're sectioning off the farm, so.
So
free range.
how much is one section?
Well, we gotta figure out
1
how much
acre.
land each animal needs, and then because each section might be like 1/3 of the 10, so.
Right, but in order to do my question, I need to know how much of a fence I need to build to keep cattle in.
Do we just want to have 3 fields? That way, there's 2 fields occupied at a time.
That's fine.
Because in order to build a fence for cattle, you have to have posts and wire. So
Yeah.
you have to know how big it is.
You don't have to figure out how much for the entire fencing yet. You need to figure out how much it would be per unit of fence. For example, how much per 6 feet of fence.
Okay, so
Okay.
see how many cattle we can fit
Then
in
once
3
you all
acres.
decide, after you figured out everything, how much
3
land
acres.
you
What
want.
essentially you want to know is you want to know how much is one post
Yes.
per
Right
6
now in the
acres.
research, I want to know how much one thing is.
Okay.
Then you all can, once you figured that out, you can get together and say, okay, well it's $70 for this much fencing, blah blah blah.
I feel like I'm gonna start cussing in this video. Do that.
It's okay. One time I got in a whole lot of trouble.
See, now we
while
can start with
teaching.
like, we can go buy a 10-acre plot and stuff.
Well, okay, I'm not gonna use this part of the video because y'all are on just listening to computers. Once while teaching, I got in a whole lot of trouble because I said crap.
Really?
So,
Just for saying crap?
yep, I said crap and I got chewed out by my professor.
Nice.
And he was like, "That is unprofessional." And I was literally sitting talking to one student, not even about what we were teaching, we were just discussing random stuff.
Random crap.
Yeah, I said, yeah, a bunch of random crap, and I got in trouble for it.
He's like, you do realize we live in Kentucky, right? Alright.
It's like, it's not even that big of a deal.
Alright, my computer's not going to connect to the internet.
Would you like my phone?
No.
Yeah, are you sure?
There we go, now it's not connected.
And something else that I have to do that I'm not gonna do is I'm supposed to give you all time limits. Not happening. Just dang, spin forever.
Go find out what the CSF password is. Wi-Fi password.
This is gonna be the moment where the teacher leaves the room and the dog will go crazy.
Yeah.
Totally.
We should do stuff in front of the camera for it.
I'm gonna vomit.
be okay?
I'm literally telling.
CSF WKU 33. No capitals. I hope that this picks up the sound because my laptop, when I did my last one with Liz, didn't pick up sound very well. That's why I used my phone this time. Man, Cody's using my laptop, so it would just be his face in the camera the whole time.
Alright, let's see.
It's looking like 3 to 4 acres per cow calf pair.
So
So
we have 2 or 3.
cow and the calf.
Okay.
So I guess if you're just talking full grown cows, you could say 2 acres per, pretty safely.
Okay.
Okay, so 3 for 3 acres, that would be too much. So we're not gonna have many cattle.
Not a whole lot, no.
Okay, if they're free range chickens, that means I'm not building a fence to keep them in. They're all staying in the same fence, yes?
Yes, pretty much.
So we're building
But we're
one.
sectioning it off though.
Right,
3.
but it's still going to be the same type of fencing if they're all going to be kept in the same fence.
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, because you'll have to do like, the black 3, and then you'll have to do probably like chicken wire on the inside of that.
Okay.
Are you fencing the cattle and the chicken in the same fence?
Yes. Because
That was my
they're gonna be
question.
in the same.
Okay, do you want them in
Not
chicken
the same
wire or
time.
like this?
But
Right.
Yeah, like you'll just.
Yes, that would work.
Okay.
the
Do the
reason
cheapest
we
one though.
can't, have very many on that amount of land is
They'll
it's without
raise it too
supplementing feed.
Because they'll raise it too much.
Right. If you want them to be completely free range and not supplement feed for the cow or
Right.
the chicken, then they need that much land.
Okay. Makes sense.
Or you'll
If
have
you
to-
want,
Are we gonna
if you
supplement
want
feed?
more. Okay, I'm just gonna stop talking to the opposite.
You would.
Do we
You'd
want
have
to
to
supplement feed?
feed. You'd have to feed hay or something to go with more cattle on 10 acres than what we could fit right now.
Okay. Do we want to tempt that or just do free range?
It's. I mean, we don't have a limit on cost, so if you want to take the cost up higher, then yeah, we can do that. But it'll cost you the feed every year.
Right.
Whereas you can have less cattle, and not have as
Well,
much.
right now
land.
we're stuck with 2 cows, so we could up that to 4, 3 or 4. Have a couple more.
Have to supplement for, say,
So like probably a third of their feed would be feed, and the rest would be the.
yeah, that'd probably be fair to
But
say.
that's just like a general guesstimate.
Yeah.
All right, what kind of breeds do we want? Because we're not really gonna be selling the cows for. Well, if it's only gonna be a few animals, why don't we do horses instead?
Okay.
That way we can train them.
I don't know if the feed will be any different on that as far as how much land they need, but I can look it up.
Either way, the horse would be doing the same thing the cows would. They'll be pooping everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, basically.
Aren't horses as an animal are more expensive than cattle?
Yeah, sure.
As
Are
an
we gonna be
animal.
selling chicken now?
Oh, yeah.
Basically. I think that's what we're gonna have to sell.
Huh?
I don't have any
But-
restrictions on what you're doing with the
but-
animals you get.
Chickens also produce eggs.
Okay, so we're just trying to
Hens
maintain
produce
our
eggs, so you
Yeah.
can also sell eggs
Right.
as a profit.
Free range.
And are they beef cattle or dairy? There's a difference.
Mm-hmm. That's you.
Well,
Because dairy cows you can milk and sell milk, but beef cows you actually have to slaughter and buy
right.
new cattle.
Alright, we got some breeds here for cattle. We got Holstein cattle, which are the black and white ones, Angus cattle, they're like